In this special report, we will be talking about the difficult times that Colombia went through before the two great measures Bogotá has had in the past decade.
Today, we will be talking about Colombia's background, the ex-mayor Antanas Mocus, what he did to fight against poverty, and the difference between the social classes as well as the violence in the city.
That's correct. It could have been considered as a war between the government and the organized crime, even though it isn't, since it has to be at least 1,000 casualties in the conflict to be considered a war.
The ex-mayor of Bogotá improved a lot of things in his city in a very short period of time. But how did he manage to be the mayor of Bogotá and not to be corrupt like the other ones were? Right now we're going to learn a bit of Antanas Mocus' past.
Antanas Mocus wasn't interested in politics at first, but after the university's events, people started rooting for him to be the next mayor of Bogotá. Mocus decided to get into politics because he wanted to see a change in his city, not because he was interested in money or any other benefits.
Mocus always seeks for others' well-being before his, which could be classified as identity in the solving problems principle. He managed to change people's minds and improve the economy by the end of his period in power. Also, he introduced the foreign inversion in Bogotá, allowing his city to grow more into international markets.
Yes, all of these opened the doors to globalization in the city, which in addition also helped the country.
Now that we had a bit of background in the past mayor of Bogotá, we welcome the one and only Antanas Mocus.
Welcome, Antanas.
Hi, it's a pleasure being here.
We would like to start this interview by asking you about some of the conflicts that Bogotá had before your term as mayor.
Sure, well, Bogotá has always, in my opinion, been a great city. Yes, with many problems, but a great city in the end. Before my term as a mayor, the city was going through a hard time. The violence, the corruption, poverty, and not trust in the government and its politicians made it really hard for the city to improve with.
That must have been really hard. Talking about problems, tell us how was the city's and country's economy at that time?
Well, being a country located in the global south, we have always struggled with our economy, but at the time the city was suffering of a hard time with that.
Moving on to the next question, tell us about why you decided to implement and teach all of these values to your people.
Well, I don't think I actually have an answer for that, but I think teaching people values, respect, and the simple courtesy rules you are teaching are the basis for a good society. If you change the values and make people respect each other, it's easier for them to help improve their own way of living.
That must have been really hard to achieve.
It was, but everything that is good must go through a time and comes with time and effort.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mocus, for this interview, and we hope to see you very soon.
Thank you, Mr. Mocus, for this interview, and now moving on with the most recent news about Bogotá. When the mayor Antanas Mocus finished his time in the majority, Enrique Peñalosa took his place and made great improvements with the money and resources Antanas left. He managed to reduce the social class gap, build more hospitals and libraries in poorer neighborhoods, and just to give people with less resources another chance. This could be considered in the Millennium Development Goals, which include health, literacy, and shelter, and this is what Peñalosa improved with the city.
Peñalosa believed that the key to improve the country and the city's economy was to get rid of all social classes, as we can see in this video. He managed to keep the use of cars and particular vehicles low, while he encouraged the citizens to use public transportation like subway, the bus, and other many things.
Nowadays, Peñalosa is the current mayor of Colombia, and he continues with his labor in the city to finally give Bogotá what it deserves. With all the things he made, we could say that the level of analysis of the decisions he made was made muchas veces. With all the things he did, we could say that the level of analysis of the decisions he made was individual because he continued with his projects and decisions, even though a lot of people disagreed with him, and also because whatever he did had an impact in the city.
After everything that we have seen about Colombia, we consider that we can make a comparison with our city, Monterrey.
To improve our city, just like Mocus and Peñalosa did with Bogotá, we consider that candidates for the majority in our city should have a more personal interaction with the citizens so they can feel included.
That's correct. The example of this can be Jaime Rodriguez, also known as Bronco, who during his political campaign talked with the citizens. He was on the streets giving out flyers and other things to get himself known.
This has helped just to get a politician known, but they also inspire the people to contribute to the changes so the city can improve and leave all the corruption.
Another thing that can be done to improve our city is giving an opportunity to people with fewer resources, teaching them that the path for improvement is not violence, and helping people get over their prejudice from the different social classes. Also, by building libraries, parks, and things to promote confidence, could help getting people away from bad places.
This is all for today. Thank you very much for staying with us and learning tomorrow's program, because we will be talking about Sergio Fajardo and what he did in Medellin.
Thank you and have an extraordinary day.